It's August 2014 in Salt Fork State Park, Ohio. Two men are out fishing at night when suddenly their lives are changed forever. Tom Wortman, the state director of Ohio's Mutual UFO Network, or MUFON, say these photos of what they were wearing may hold the clues to what they went through.
Roughly about 10:30, they saw a light coming across the sky to their north. An hour later, another set of lights comes by. And about 1:30 in the morning, they heard this extremely shrill woman's cry coming from across the lake. At that point, the 43-year-old sitting in a lawn chair, watching his fishing pole. The 19-year-old, he's baiting his hook. The next thing you know, the 43-year-old gets his cell phone out, and it's 5:19 in the morning. He has no idea what happened between 1:30 and 5:19. And the 19-year-old is still up baiting his hook over 3.5 hours later.
Author Jason Martell says the bewildered men then make a break for it. But that's when things get really weird.
Stunned in disbelief, they started to just grab all their belongings, change their clothes. And as the older man changed his clothes, he was also noticing his shirt was inside out.
It's as if his clothes have been taken off and put back on incorrectly. And they say they have no idea where these stains came from. The men believe these dirtied shorts and tops might carry evidence that they are victims of an alien abduction. If that's the case, their lost time would not be surprising.
There are many instances when there's some type of an alien abduction experience where missing time occurs. A very similar feature happened with the Betty and Barney Hill case.
The Hill couple famously forgot 2 hours while driving on a New Hampshire road one night in 1961. With the help of hypnosis, they later recounted being examined and probed by aliens.
In many of these experiences of lost time, there are physical attributes that also take place. Sometimes the clothes are put on wrong. A shirt is inside out.
Betty and Barney Hill were left with stopped watches, scuffed shoes, and a ripped dress. Is the clothing of the Ohio fishermen proof of a similar encounter? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Dirty clothes and a shirt turned inside out doesn't sound all that weird coming back from a camping trip. Still, the men claim they were so disturbed that they stayed home for weeks afterward. Perhaps our experts can shine a light on this mysterious blackout. First, we ask emergency medicine physician Dr. Ed Hope if there's any explanation for the experience of lost time reported here.
When people black out or lose consciousness, medically, we think of something happening either with the heart or something with the head. What's unusual in this case is that both of them blacked out at the same time, which kind of rules out a lot of these causes.
And what about their clothing? Astronomer Mark D'Antonio says an industrial chemist put it under spectroscopic analysis.
One of the findings in the clothing of both these two gentlemen and in Betty Hill's clothes was carboxylic acid.
Carboxylic acid salt is found in food additives, some pharmaceuticals, and soap. It's not rare, but Tom Wortman argues that the placement of this otherwise ordinary chemical is what makes it noteworthy.
Betty Hill's dress was brand new, and it was in the lower part of the skirt where you would normally never associate that type of a chemical with.
And the chemist found the Salt Fork abductees' clothes were similarly affected.
She found it on the pockets of their cargo shorts in areas that you would normally never find that type of a chemical at.
Yet, there might be a simple explanation. What if they were carrying hygiene products or medication in their pockets? Well, Wortman points to areas of pinkish discoloration on both sets of garments, which might hold an even bigger clue.
The areas that discolored on Betty Hill's dark blue dress were around the lower part of the skirt area. And this is where she was claiming that aliens were grabbing at her. On the gentleman from Salt Fork, the blue jacket had a pink cast to it. So maybe something was touching that jacket.
Tom was so compelled by the Salt Fork incident, he went there, looking for additional physical evidence.
And as I'm walking the area, I hit a spot about 100 yards from where they were. And I looked down, and I was standing in a perfect circle of dead grass. So they took samples from that region and also control samplers around the whole region.
Tom got the samples analyzed, and the findings, once again, appeared anomalous.
One position was much higher iron content than all the rest of the areas. That area was the circle I was standing in.
Does it mean that possibly there's some type of connection to iron and alien spacecraft? We can't say no, but one case doesn't prove anything.
Our verdict? If you take them at their word, this remains an unexplained case of lost time. We can't be sure whether it was caused by an alien abduction or something else altogether. Unfortunately for these two anonymous men, they may never know for sure where those hours went.